take a look at this term called ethics. What is ethics? Now, the first bullet point is saying that ethics is a standard and practice on how human beings should act in many situations which they find themselves in, both as a professional and non-professional individual. And then it says that additionally, ethics is concerned with the person categories. Now, that is ethics, but I really want you all to pay attention to the second part of bullet point number 1. It says, as professional and non-professional individual. Non-professional individual is suggesting that even before you became a counselor, you had to have had some type of ethics, a code of ethics. And if you're like me, my personal ethics has evolved as I have continued to gain experience, not only as a professional, but life experiences. And I believe, and I'd like to get you all feedback on this, that when it comes to our personal ethics, it does seem to be correlated with our morals and values. And as you know, values are things that we really feel is important to us, and morals are things that we have set rules for us as individuals to live. And I'm just curious, how many of you all, and really would like to get some verbal interaction with you if you're comfortable, but I'm just curious, how many of you all have begun to assess your personal code of ethics? And if you've done so, have they changed at all, since you first started to think about your code of ethics? Because again, it's one thing to understand the NBCC code of ethics. That's fine. That's what we're really supposed to do as a professional. But I also believe that's important for us to develop our own personal code of ethics, because we're not going to always be under NBCC. So again, the question I'm asking to you all is, how many of you all have developed your code of ethics, and has they changed any since you first developed it? And I see there's some response. Let me just go back here. So some people have said yes. One person says yes, but they have changed as they have aged and gained more experiences in life. One person says, I've had several ethic classes and think about it in different situations. Sometimes I consult with my colleagues, and some people say that they've worked on it, been fairly stable. Some people say they started it in college and over time. One person says that their code of ethics is evolving with more experiences. And one person said they really haven't really thought about it, at this particular point. And so there are a lot of different responses to the question I asked when it comes to your code of ethics. I just think that we can read all day long about the NBCC code of ethics, and we can study the NBC code of ethics. And when I really get into the NBCC code of ethics, you're going to see how it covers a lot of situations and scenarios. But I'm just a firm believer that I cannot always rely on the NBCC code of ethics to guide me. I do have to have some code of ethics that I feel relates to my core morals and values. And so it's good to see, based on the chat box response, that most of you all have established your own personal code of ethics. And it's also good to see how you all have allowed your code of ethics to evolve from the time that you first started to formulate your code of ethics to where you are right now. And I would have to say that over the past, I mentioned I've been practicing 41 years, but I'm currently 65 years old. So it's good. I can tell you that my code of ethics, when I became cognitive of my code of ethics, has certainly evolved over the past 30 years. And I can also say that my code of ethics personally, it has stayed pretty much in line with the NBCC code of ethics, But again, I try to really examine my code of ethics rather than relying on the NBC code of ethics to guide me. But right now, they tend to coincide with each other.